Hey guys, it's STEM week this week, so we're going to do a little bit of musical instrument engineering for music this week. I'm going to talk about a little bit about how instruments work and give you a project to make your own instrument. So first I want you to watch this video and just get the information, and then you'll work on the project. So all instruments have three parts that are important to make it an instrument. The first one is you need to have some way to create vibration. When you hear sound, that's air vibrating. So if we want to control that vibration, we need an instrument that can create a vibration. So there's some different ways to do this. You can blow air across something like a flute. This is another way. These strings vibrate on this violin, and when the string vibrates, it makes a sound. It vibrates the air. Now, when this string vibrates, the vibration goes into the instrument, this part, and this part is called the sound box, okay? That's the second thing that you need, is a sound box. A sound box makes the sound louder so that we can actually hear it. If I just plucked the string by itself without the rest of the violin, you wouldn't really be able to hear it. It would be really quiet, even though it's still vibrating. So the string vibrates, and it makes the instrument loud so you can hear it. That's what the sound box does. And then the last thing an instrument needs is a way to change the sound or change the pitch. So on this violin, if I pluck the string, it makes a sound, but if I push it down, that makes it shorter, which makes the vibrations faster, and it makes a different sound. Okay, so that's a string instrument. Another way to make a sound is called percussion, and that's when you hit something. This drum is a percussion instrument. When I hit the head of the drum, like that, this vibrates, and that creates that vibration. The vibration goes through the sound box, which is the whole rest of the drum, the sound box, and comes out the bottom, and that makes the drum sound. Again, if I just hit this without the sound box, it wouldn't sound like much. It would be making a sound, but you wouldn't really be able to hear it. So we need something to make that sound louder. I can change the pitch on this by holding it down. And it changes the vibration. Now, for you to make an instrument, you're not going to have a luthier shop. A luthier is someone who makes this type of instrument in order to make something like this. But you can make instruments out of things that you find laying around your house. The first thing that you need is a source of vibration. There's some different ways you can do this. Rubber bands are a lot like strings. If I pluck that, you probably hear it a little bit, but it's not that loud yet. So that's a way to make a vibration. Pieces of metal that are thin, like a hairpin, that's an example of something. If I bend this out and pluck it, it'll vibrate. You can also vibrate things by hitting them. So if I take this jug and I hit it with a spoon, alright, this whole jug is vibrating. Now, the second thing we need is a sound box. Anything that it has space inside of it usually works as a sound box. You want something that is hollow and has a hole where the sound can get out. So, like this glass pickle jar works as a sound box. One way that you can tell if something is a good sound box is to just hit it with something and see if it makes a very loud sound. That makes a pretty loud sound, okay? If I pick up a cushion and hit that, that's not a very good sound box. So this works, okay? Some things work as a vibration source and a sound box at the same time. Like pans are really loud because they vibrate. They're made out of material that vibrates really well, and they're shaped like a sound box. They have a hollow spot and a place for the sound to get out. Okay, so if I hit this, I barely touch that, and it's really loud. If you're wanting to make an instrument that's a percussion instrument, what you hit it with matters too. This pot will sound different if I hit it with different objects. There's a wood spoon. Here's a rubber one. It sounds a lot different. So keep that in mind. You can hit things to make sound, or you can pluck things to make sound, You can also blow air across things to make sound, but that's a little bit more difficult, so we're not going to work with that one in this video. Now, when you're making an instrument, you can make it out of things that you find lying around your house. And what you want to do is try to combine objects to make the sound that you want. So I'm going to make a very simple instrument out of this pickle jar and this rubber band. I'm going to take the rubber band and stretch it around the pickle jar. When you make something stretched tight, that helps it vibrate better. Now I've got my source of vibration right here, and I have my sound box, which is the pickle jar. That's called a sound box. So when I pluck it, it's going to make a sound. Now if I want to change the sound, I can make the string or the rubber band tighter or shorter. That makes it higher, and if I make it looser or longer, that'll make the sound lower. So watch what happens when I stretch this rubber band tighter. Listen to what happens, is what I should say. It's getting higher. So I made this instrument out of two things I found in my kitchen, a pickle jar and a rubber band. And you can hear it. I can change the pitch, okay? I might be able to play a song. Let's try it. I need to practice this instrument more. That was barely recognizable. So any instrument that you make, you're going to have to practice. But if I practice that more, I would be able to get used to the feel of how to make those different pitches and play a song with it. Okay. You could also make an instrument by taking different pieces of percussion that sound differently and combining them together to make sounds. So your project is to look around your house, see what you can find, try to find some objects that can be used to create vibration. So stretchy objects are good. Thin pieces of metal are good. Doesn't have to be one of these. And then find things for a sound box. A lot of times you can find good sound boxes in your recycle bin. These were in my recycle bin. We ate some pickles and orange juice not that long ago, so those were in my recycle bin, and those make good sound boxes. A lot of the kitchen is a good source for a lot of sound boxes. But you can find things in different places in your house. They can be made out of wood or metal, plastic or glass. Those all work. So your project is to find some equipment, experiment with making some different instruments, getting some different sounds. Find a sound that you like. If you can, try to create something where you can do more than one pitch. And then I want you to try to make up some kind of music using that instrument. It could be really rhythmic, or you could try to play a song that you know, or you could make up something of your own. And then if you really want to, you can record a video and send it back to me. Thanks a lot.